What's going on with 3AC, and is Susu already arrested at this point? We're going to find out in today's video together with a lot more crypto news, so definitely stay tuned for this one. So today we're going to flip it around and we're going to start with all of the crypto news, you guys. So we're going to jump into the market in a little bit. With the first news being about 3AC, a little bit of context for the people that don't know yet. 3AC has to repay $670 million. Obviously, it wasn't able to repay this massive amount. Part of it was due to be paid to Voyager, and this caused basically the collapse and the default of 3AC because of this liquidation. Voyager is now trying to get back the money, but it doesn't seem to be working out because 3AC doesn't have it, and they are currently on an investigation for the co-founder Susu. But again, it's only the question of will he actually be prosecuted, and is there actually any money to get? Obviously, 3AC was one of the biggest crypto hedge funds, so this impacted the whole market. And obviously, the Bitcoin price dropping severely also had a big impact on the downfall of 3AC, as in complete secrecy they had invested much more money than originally anticipated into Bitcoin, never expecting the price to drop this much. Now, we don't have any information on his trial yet, apart from that it's still going, but we do have a report that Susu is now actually selling at least one of his penthouses. Now these are going for a lot of money, and they're not on the open market, meaning that he probably tried to keep this a secret. He's trying to sell it though because he's apparently in need for money, and not a little bit either. 3AC owes a lot of money to investors and has essentially ghosted everyone who needed money from them. This article goes on to say that a court order from the British Virgin Islands recently liquidated crypto hedge fund 3Ares Capital after weeks of trouble following the meltdown of Terra Luna, where the hedge fund had apparently opened a huge UST position in Terra's Anchor protocol. Following 3AC's liquidation, there is a rumor that its co-founder Susu is now giving up his properties for sale, specifically the mansion he bought for his 3-year-old in 2021. Meanwhile, the mass state investigation is still going on despite the liquidation of 3AC. The Singaporean news website The Straits Times reported earlier that 3Ares Capital will face Singapore's financial censure for giving false information and exceeding assets under management limit. 3AC was allowed to only serve up to 30 qualified investors and manage assets of approximately 250 million. So obviously they did not stick to the rules at all. What do you guys think? This investigation must bring out that they were in the wrong. There's just too much information and evidence stacked against them, but I'm very curious as to what your opinion on this is regardless. So that is all of the breaking news for now. Of course, this is a developing story. So in one of our last market overviews, we covered the story as it came out. Now we have taken a look at what the current status is. The investigation is still going on. 3AC is still in a lot of trouble, and Susu is selling his houses and his penthouses as he is strapped for cash. Now, there is much more news today, so let's get right into the second article. This is FTX passed on deal to purchase Celsius due to deficient balance on sheet. Cryptocurrency exchange FTX passed on a deal to purchase beleaguered crypto lender Celsius after examining this poor state of its finances, the blog reported on Thursday. FTX had talks with Celsius over an acquisition, but walked away on account of a $2 billion hole in the lender's balance sheet, according to the report, which cited two people with the knowledge of the matter. Moving forward to the next story, El Salvador purchases 80 additional Bitcoin at 19,000. We covered it before in the market overview that El Salvador is very interested in Bitcoin, and this is only proof of that as they buy 80 additional Bitcoin at 19,000. They also tweet out, El Salvador bought today 80 Bitcoin for 19,000 each. Bitcoin is the future. Thank you for selling cheap. And that he was in love with Bitcoin and believed in its future. And now we're actually seeing him buying 80 additional Bitcoin. That is huge. They already did purchase a lot of Bitcoin. The government's holding more than 500 coins already. They did this in May, for instance. They did a big purchase, but they have done purchases before, so they own at this stage probably more than 600 Bitcoin. Announcement: El Salvador is 55% down on its Bitcoin bet from September to date. The country has acquired 2.3 thousand coins. Wow, I was way below here with my guess, for a total of 103 million, but its portfolio is currently worth 46.6 million. So thus far they've made massive losses, but of course they're doing this as a long-term investment with the hope that the Bitcoin price will skyrocket. The previous purchases that they did in May, they bought the coin for $30,000 and now they're buying for $19,000, obviously betting on the fact that Bitcoin is going to go way up. And yeah, I think they're just going to take their losses for right now and hope to skyrocket in the future. In May, El Salvador Finance Minister Alejandro Zelaya said that the Bitcoin amount the country had at the time represented less than 0.5% of its annual budget, adding that the Bitcoin losses posed extremely minimal risk to the country's fiscal position. So, of course, if you put that little of your national budget into Bitcoin, no, it's not going to make a massive impact, but of course, you know, the country needs all the money it can get, right? It's not the richest country in the world. So there's definitely a lot of people out there that might disagree with their decision to buy Bitcoin. But then again, there's also others, like probably the people watching here, that are very happy with this decision and think it's the right one. I am curious to see what your guys' opinion is on that in the comments as well. Then over to the market. Today we're doing the market overview last as we started with the news. Please let me know if that is something you guys like, or should we switch it back to the normal format again. At any rate, over here we have Bitcoin at $19.3 thousand. It dropped a little bit from what we had before, but it is still looking okay-ish. It didn't violently drop any further, although it does have a bit of a strange path, as you can see here, with a pretty big spike. We were all the way down at 18.8 and we dropped all the way back to $20,000 only to crash down back to 19.4. So a very strange behavior here of the coin. Obviously, it did the same in yesterday's market overview. Yesterday, it did the same. I think it was over here, or no, it must have been here. Yeah, this. Yesterday, it did the same with a very weird drop, and now it, well, essentially just did the same. But this spike is very interesting, and I suppose whenever this happened, people just cashed out right away. Ethereum is also in some trouble as it is looking to go down below $1,000. Everything for the rest is in complete total red, with a couple of exceptions such as Tron, Dogecoin, and for the most part actually Solana, who's been in the green for the past 24 hours. Since yesterday we've been focusing a bit more on Cadena, so it might be nice to actually look at how this coin is doing. It is in the green at $1.52. It also had the same odd spike over here, and then it went down again. So interesting to see how a lot of coins have behaved like that overnight. And then to end the video off with, again, an extreme fear. We're no longer in the red, but it's another 11 just like yesterday and the day before. I don't see this changing anytime soon, but we'll look at it every single day regardless because it is important. Yeah, I'm dying to see the day that this starts to become yellow or green. But for now, let's be happy that it's not firm dark red. So yeah, that's an 11. All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below if you enjoyed doing the news before doing the actual market overview, or if you preferred the old structure. All right, you guys, thank you for watching, and leave a like, subscribe. See you guys in the next one.